Welcome to Six Figure Trucker Week 14 with your host, the midlife trucker, Tom Bell. The man, the myth, the mileage. Let's talk about something that separates the grown-up carriers from the ones still playing trucking in their mom's basement. How they treat their drivers when the market turns to mush. Here's a hot take. Well, lukewarm. If you've been paying attention, 2024 and 2025 have not exactly been a financial fiesta for the trucking industry. Rates are soft, fuel's high, load volume is dancing with the devil, and capacity is tighter than a logbook at 10 hours and 59 minutes. Now, some carriers, good carriers, understand that the company drivers didn't cause this mess. We don't control freight rates. We didn't vote for fuel prices. And we definitely didn't choose to haul half a load to nowhere, Nebraska for the cost of a gas station hot dog. So here's a thought. Maybe drivers shouldn't be the one taking the hit when the market goes south. Revolutionary, I know. But good carriers, the ones worth sticking around for, they eat that loss and make sure their drivers still get paid. Case in point, Cheeseman just announced a pay raise. In this market, that's not just leadership, that's confidence. That's a company saying, hey, we value the people actually moving the freight, not just the ones sitting in the climate-controlled office complaining about overhead. Could be why they've been around since 1946. Meanwhile, I've seen YouTube truckers, some of them really holding on to hope, saying, man, I think Q2 is it. The turnaround is coming. Like they're waiting on a prophecy instead of a paycheck. Look, that's not your burden. Your job is to drive the truck. The rest, that's on the carrier. If they're running a tight ship, you shouldn't be the one bailing water. So if your carrier starts talking about shared sacrifice, but their sacrifice looks like fewer catered lunches in their office, and yours looks like missing rent, maybe it's time to reassess that relationship. All right, rant over. Let's get to what you really came for. On to the numbers for this week. First, we're going to talk about my logs for the week. I was paid for 3,413 dispatched miles. I had 3,174 logged miles. The day in orange, I was on a paid 34-hour reset. My unedited pay statement for period 13 of 2025, this includes all trips from March 16th to March 22nd. Empty miles paid $87. Securement paid $53. Hazmat miles paid $45. Loaded miles paid $2,112, and stops paid $280. Total earnings for this week was $2,576. 13 weeks into the year, my gross income is $28,901, and my total miles is 37,692. That averages out to $2,223 per week and 2,899 miles. Estimated out over 52 weeks, my estimated annual is $115,605. Year-to-date numbers as of week 13, 2025. 37,692 miles, 26 states, 85 stops, 94% loaded, 76.7 cents per mile. Here's the home time that I've taken this payroll year through the 13th week. I've been on home time 10 times so far, totaling 24.9 days. I also have 3 overnight breaks at the house and 4 paid 34-hour resets on the road. I'm not paid hourly, but let's calculate like an hourly job. For the week, my gross pay was $2,576 for 67 hours of work. If we break that down to a typical hourly job, it could be 40 regular hours and 27 hours of overtime, resulting in an effective pay rate of $32.13 per hour. For the year, my gross pay so far is $28,901 for 739 hours of work. If we break that down to a typical hourly job, it could be 492 regular hours and 247 hours of overtime, resulting in an effective pay rate of $33.52 per hour. Taking a look at the if-only truck drivers were paid for every hour in the truck calculation page, 13 weeks have gone by so far this year. That totals 2,184 hours. I've been at home 597 of those hours. That works out to 1,587 hours from the pre-trip leaving home to the post-trip returning home. My compensation through week 13 is $28,901. That works out to $18.21 per hour away from home. As always, make sure you're enjoying every day at work.